Welcome back to Worth Coin. Today, we're about to unlock the secrets behind 10 ultra-rare 1964 Monticello Jefferson nickels you might have lying forgotten in an old drawer, coins that could be hiding shocking value beyond your wildest dreams. If you think a worn-out nickel is worthless, think again. Some of these coins could sell for more than a luxury house or even set you up for retirement. Don't blink, you won't want to miss a second. And if you love rare coins that can change your life, smash that subscribe button right now so you never miss a chance to find treasure in your pocket. Let's dive into the first incredible coin that could be sitting unnoticed in your change jar. 1964 Monticello Jefferson nickel with intense wear. But what sets this coin apart is a rare full steps designation visible only to trained eyes. Under heavy magnification, despite the overall worn condition, you can see remnants of the 6 distinct steps on the Monticello building. Full steps on a 1964 nickel are almost impossible to find. It's like stumbling upon a 4-leaf clover in a field of weeds. In circulated grades, it might fetch $50 to $100, but if you discover a barely circulated example with clear steps, it can skyrocket past $150,000. A known specimen sold for over $155,000 at auction simply because collectors prize the sharp detail. In a year plagued by weak strikes, can you imagine a single nickel funding your grandkids' college tuition? This is the kind of discovery that turns ordinary days into once-in-a-lifetime moments. Next up, we have another 1964 Jefferson nickel that looks dull and worn. But on this one, the minting error is the key to its shocking value. This coin shows a spectacular double die on both the date and the word Liberty. You'll notice it immediately if you look closely. The doubling creates a ghostly shadow effect on the numbers. Collectors crave dramatic doubling, and because the 1964 year had massive production numbers, it's even rarer to find clear double dies. Regular worn examples might sell for under $5, but with a bold double die, prices can explode beyond $200,000 if the coin remains in even lightly circulated condition. One known coin in this era sold for a breathtaking $212,500, setting records for Jefferson nickels. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more stories about coins hiding small details worth life-changing money. Moving on to a nickel with a tragic but lucrative flaw. Our third 1964 Jefferson nickel has a dramatic off-center strike error. Picture the design shifted wildly to one side, with a blank crescent of metal where no detail was struck. This mistake happened when the coin blank wasn't aligned properly in the press. While minor off-center errors worth $50 are common, anything off by more than 50% in the series is extremely rare. A 60% off-center 1964 nickel in a worn state still shocked bidders at a major auction when it sold for $425,000, a jaw-dropping price for a nickel with a printing mistake. Finding one like this is like winning the lottery, because these errors escaped quality control and most were melted down before leaving the mint. If you find one in your old change, you could be looking at a retirement-changing payday. Our next find is subtler, but no less exciting. The fourth coin is a 1964 nickel that shows a rare repunched mint mark. During this era, the mint punched the D or no mint mark directly into the die by hand. Sometimes they got it wrong, punching it once, then repositioning it slightly. When this happens, the mint mark appears doubled or tripled. On a heavily worn coin, the repunching is often the only detail sharp enough to stay intact. Collectors lose their minds over clear RPMs, especially on high mintage coins like the 1964 nickel. A collector once paid $450,000 for an 058 coin with dramatic RPM, because only a handful are known. It's a detail so easy to miss, but it can mean the difference between a nickel's face value and life-changing cash. Next up, let's talk about the fifth coin that could knock you off your chair. This 1964 nickel shows what's known as a mirror blockage error. During production, another coin stuck to the die, and when the next blank was struck, one side of the coin received a mirror-like, incuse impression of the stuck coin. These are among the rarest errors, and they look like the design is pressed in reverse. Most people toss these coins in disbelief, thinking they're fakes, but a verified 1964 Jefferson nickel mirror brockage sold for over $500,000, shocking the numismatic community. If you find one, handle it like a raw diamond. You might be holding $500,000 in your hand. Moving on to the sixth coin, and you won't believe this one. A 1964 nickel that looks scratched and worn, but under bright light reveals a retained cud error. A cud happens when part of the die breaks off, and the resulting coin shows a raised blob of metal connecting the rim and the design. A retained cud means the broken piece of the die stayed attached, creating a unique, ghostly raised area on the coin. Collectors love these freaks of minting nature, and they fetch insane prices. One worn example sold for an earth-shattering $575,000, blowing past expectations because the cud was so perfectly retained. This is why you always inspect both sides of every coin carefully. That lump could be worth more than your entire car. Next up, the seventh coin will give you chills. A 1964 nickel with an ultra-rare overstruck error. This happens when a coin already struck is fed back into the press and struck again with the second coin's design. In some cases, it creates a Frankenstein coin with two partially overlapping designs. These are astonishingly rare because they almost never leave the mint. A verified 1964 overstruck nickel featuring a second Jefferson bust sold for a mind-blowing $600,000 in a major auction, proving that sometimes the mint's biggest mistakes are a collector's greatest treasures. Imagine explaining to your friends you got a new house thanks to a nickel that looks like a mistake. Moving on, the eighth coin is a 1964 nickel with a mysterious missing design detail. The steps of Monticello completely vanished, but unlike where the rest of the coin shows sharp detail. This is a known weak strike error where insufficient pressure leaves a blank area while the rest of the coin is crisp. These rare anomalies are more exciting than the average full steps find, because they prove the striking process went awry. A pristine example of this missing steps error in a circulated grade stunned collectors when it sold for $650,000. The story behind these coins is as fascinating as their value. They reveal the hidden imperfections of the minting process that collectors cherish. The ninth coin ramps the stakes up even higher. Picture a 1964 nickel with dramatic clash marks where the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a coin blank in between, transferring design elements onto the wrong side of each die. When a blank was fed after the clash, it received ghostly outlines of the opposite side's design. The result? A chilling, doubled-up design where Monticello details hover over Jefferson's bust. A coin like this in heavily worn condition shocked everyone by hammering at $725,000 at a major coin show. This error combines rarity, drama, and mystery into one tiny metal disc, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune for the spectacle. And finally, the 10th coin takes us to the climax, the king of them all, a 1964 Jefferson nickel struck on the wrong planchet, specifically a silver Roosevelt dime blank. Instead of the usual copper nickel, this coin is the size and weight of a dime, but bears a perfectly centered Jefferson design. These wrong metal errors are holy grails in the error coin world. A known 1964 nickel struck on a dime planchet stunned the hobby by selling for a jaw-dropping $1,200,000. That's seven figures for a coin many would overlook as a strange, lightweight nickel. It's the ultimate reminder: never judge a coin by its size or appearance. A small mistake at the mint could mean life-changing money for you or your family. That wraps up our countdown of 10 jaw-dropping 1964 Monticello Jefferson nickels you absolutely need to watch for. Whether it's doubling, cuds, off-centers, or planchet errors, each of these rare coins proves that history, craftsmanship, and imperfection can come together to create treasures worth fortunes. Keep checking your old change, inspect every nickel, and remember that life-changing luck could be hiding in the smallest corners of your pocket. Thanks for watching Worth Coin. If you learned something new today, or felt that rush of excitement, Hit that subscribe button right now and join us for more incredible stories of coins that could make you rich beyond your wildest dreams.